Well, the New York Jets have done it. They've made people forget about that turncoat weasel Noah Syndergaard in less than 24 hours. What have they done? Well, you know by now, of course. If not, welcome to the program. And we reintroduce you to your starting quarterback, Joe Flacco. Why? Because we flipped a coin. We don't know why. Why? Well, because the franchise hates its fan base. I don't know. Why? Because we better win a game at some point in the next month. Why? I don't know. Because we felt like it. Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, Kent?
I've seen better days.
Yeah, right?
I've been in better moods. I remember when you and I were having a really spirited, factual debate on who the Jets should start against the Dolphins. I was on Team Mike White. You were on Team Zach Wilson. But the one thing we agreed on for about 5 seconds was they better not start Joe Flacco.
Yeah, because it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't now. If you tell me Zach Wilson's not 100%, I do accept that. I have to accept that on face value, and I agree there's no point in putting the kid out there if he's not 100%. So let's take the Zach Wilson part of this equation and put it to the side.
Sure.
I do believe them when they say he's not 100%, and I do agree if he's not 100%, he should not quarterback.
Agreed.
All right, so that part of it, everyone agrees to. Okay, great, fine.
All good.
Here's the part I don't quite understand, and that is there's no benefit long-term for this franchise to having Joe Flacco play, which is why when they signed him, to be really consistent, we were both scratching our heads saying, why?
Traded for him.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. Why? And by the way, him playing is most likely to cost them a fifth rounder as opposed to a sixth rounder.
They'll have to play for 4 games for that to happen, so I doubt that will occur. But
why? Why?
What's your theory? Do you have a theory?
I do have a theory on it.
All right, go ahead.
I'm just going to throw out a theory.
I'll tell you if I agree, because I have a theory too.
Hold on. I'm going to throw out a theory.
Yep.
I don't want to hear if you agree with the theory. I want your take on the theory.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, because it's a theory.
Okay.
I don't care if you disagree with the theory. It's, here's the theory. Mm-hmm. Is there any merit to the theory?
Okay.
Is that a fair starting point?
I think it's the same thing, but okay.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
All right. Here's my theory.
What's your theory?
My theory is that the New York Jet franchise inside the walls of Florham Park are starving. Starving for what, you might ask me?
I know what I'm starving for.
Starving for what, you might ask me?
What are the New York Jets starving for, Craig?
A win. And in their minds, having seen the way Mike White performed against the best defense they'll play all year, and I think Saleh referred to this in his conference today after the practice, knowing the style of defense the Miami Dolphins play, the thought was, we don't want to see that again. Joe Flacco being a veteran, this is just my theory,
right,
gives us a better chance to win this particular game. And gosh darn it, Billy, I want to win.
Yeah.
That's my theory. I'm going with that.
Last year.
You asked me for a theory.
No, I get you.
See, but here's the thing.
What?
Don't moose and Maggie me. Don't moose and Maggie me.
What does that even mean?
Parallel conversation.
No, I'm responding to what you're about to say.
I gave you a theory.
Yeah,
Respond to the theory.
I'm responding
I don't want to hear a story.
No.
You're telling a story.
Okay, here's the story
I don't
that
want to hear a
leads to a
story.
response. I'll make it quick
Just
for your
respond
attention
to the
span.
theory, then tell the story.
You're wrong. Or they're wrong. Not you, they're wrong.
No, it's my theory.
Good? Well, the theory may be right, but their thought process is wrong. Is that what you want?
No. I made that up.
The theory's fine.
Okay.
Okay, if that's true,
there you go. If my theory is accurate.
If the theory is correct, they're flawed, because if you remember, about 3 weeks before we started, Joe Flacco made a start against the Miami Dolphins. Do you by any chance recall how he did?
He didn't do well.
They got shut out.
Yeah.
He completed less than half of his passes. He threw for like $170. He wasn't good. The Jets got shut out and they lost. So if your theory's correct that the Jets are determining, hey, we believe Joe Flacco gives us a better chance to win, I'd further that by saying, how do you come to that conclusion?
Yeah.
And why are you throwing Mike White out after one bad game? One bad game against an elite level defense.
Well, that's what they are doing.
You're making that determination off one game against a great defense.
Here's the part of it that bothers me the most, honestly, all right? And it's Robert Saleh, frankly.
What, that he flops all over the place?
Robert Saleh
Flip-flop,
said the
flip-flop.
following. I want to be very, very clear on this one. My comments on this one were because people wanted Mike White out of New York. What Mike has done in 3 weeks is prove he's a capable quarterback who can play in this league, right? Mm-hmm. And he said the market fascinates me in the sense that he was anointed the next coming after one game, and now everyone wants to throw him away. He deserves better than that. That's what Saleh said on Monday.
Yes.
Okay, I respect that. But you can't tell me on Monday that I'm not going to listen to the jackass on the radio from 2 to 7 saying we should cut Mike White.
That was you, by the way.
Which was me. I own that. I own that one.
Yes.
And tell me I'm not going to throw him away. He deserves better than that. And then not start him again.
Right.
Now, you want to tell me he's injured? Fine. He's not on any injury report.
No, he's playing. He's the backup quarterback, so he's not injured.
Right. So he's the backup quarterback. So what I want to get at is, how did Robert Saleh go from, I'm not throwing him away, and I don't like the rhetoric of people saying, get rid of him, he's done, he can't play after the bad game against the best defense in the AFC, maybe even the league, and then come back and go, I'm not playing him against the Dolphins.
There's an easy answer
because
to
those
that.
two, the comment on Monday
Right.
and the actions today contradict each other.
Oh, wait, so you're saying Robert Saleh's contradicted himself?
Yes,
Is that
that's what I'm saying.
Is that the first time he's done that?
No, it's the third.
It's like the fifth.
Or fifth.
Even last
Sixth.
week, and I brought it up to you, and it wasn't the biggest deal in the world because at the end of the day, Mike White was playing and we moved on. But Robert Saleh was flipping and flopping all over the place.
Like a fish.
Like a fish, like a two-bit politician on the future of Mike White. So it should not surprise you or me that he flip-flopped like this. But I want to answer your question because you asked a good one. What happened? And the answer is simple. He was told who to start. And I think that's
told
obvious.
by whom?
Higher ups, probably Joe Douglas, who traded a 6th-round pick for Joe Flacco.
Why would Joe Douglas or anyone else above Robert Saleh say?
I'll tell you why. To justify trading for Joe like they did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't buy that.
That's my theory.
Yeah, I don't like your theory.
What's your
theory? I think my theory is more apt.
What's that?
And I think they'll sell it to the fan base if they were ever asked about it of, well, our fans deserve to see a win, and we think Joe Flacco gives us a better chance to win than Mike White. Now, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. We're going to find out on Sunday, so it's immaterial what we think.
Well, there's another theory along with this. I remember a few days ago when I brought up starting Mike White, and you asked a very good question. You said, well, what if Mike White plays well? Are we going to do this whole song and dance again? Who starts the following week? And I said to you, well, worry about it then. Is there not a worry from Robert Saleh, from Joe Douglas, that if Mike White bounces back and the Mike White euphoria somehow gets into our nose and brain again, that there's a controversy and they don't want a controversy?
Well, no.
Because there's no controversy around Joe Flacco.
Well, I think there is.
No, there isn't. Joe Flacco could throw 5 touchdowns on Sunday.
Yeah.
Most Jet fans will say, great, he played well, time to go back to Zach Wilson, he's the future. We will.
Yeah, well, I think that's the rub to me. And the rub is, are we acknowledging? I think the Jets have said this. I think Saleh said it, but now you can't believe anything Saleh tells you, unfortunately. And I thought he was a reputable, straightforward dude, but maybe he's not. I don't know. Maybe the moment got him. Maybe New York's gotten to him. I have no idea. But let's just use your example. Mm-hmm. If Joe Flacco throws 5 touchdowns and they blow the bejesus out of the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
And who's next? Texans, right?
The Houston Texans.
Houston Texans. Are they going to start Joe Flacco again because he gives them a better chance to win?
That's why it's BS,
Or are we going back to Zach Wilson, who is our franchise quarterback?
Zach Wilson. That's why your theory, and it comes from a good place and thought, is flawed. Because once Zach Wilson is healthy, he's going to play.
I hope so, because that's my guy.
And he will. And by the way, I think most of us would agree with that. Because none of us, even if Joe Flacco has a career game on Sunday, none of us are going to sell. Well, you got to keep playing Joe Flacco. None of us are going to say that. We know Zach's the future.
You know what bothers me today, Evan? Listen, the Jets are a bit of a dumpster fire. Like the Mets are a dumpster fire. The teams you and I root for that we have in common.
You're not a Met fan.
Are dumpster fires, of course, right? And what bothers me is that some of this stuff seems so easy to me. Yeah. And I agree, we're not in it, right? We're commenting from the outside. It's like when, I don't know, like dopey newspaper columnists like to comment on what we do for a living. They have no idea what it takes to do this, right? Whatever, right? It's you've no concept of doing radio. I have no concept of running a football team, so it's very easy for me to comment on it, right?
I acknowledge that.
And I comment on it without the knowledge of doing it.
We comment on it as fans, most
which
of
is
us
fair.
are.
Like I can't comment on the operation of business as a football team, but as a fan, we can comment on what we want. Because we're selfish lovers, Evan. We want what we want, and we want it now.
Yes.
I don't want Joe Flacco quarterback in my football team. I don't. And here's why. Because if we all agree that the minute Zach Wilson's knee is 100%, he is the starting quarterback of the New York Jets, then there's no reason not to see what a 26-year-old kid has on another opportunity.
Of course.
Because if Mike White played great against Miami, we're agreeing it's still Zach Wilson's job next week against the Texans.
I said that about Flacco, not about Mike White.
Well, see, that's the rub.
No, Craig, that's why the Jets don't want to start him again.
That's
poppycock. The reason. Because if Mike
think the Jets
White
know he can't handle the Miami Dolphin defense.
Oh, stop it.
That's what I think they know.
And Joe Flacco can when he played them a year ago.
Flacco's a handsome
and he
veteran.
threw for 186 yards and a pick.
Well,
and had a QB rating that was awful. That was the game that I listened to his press conference. I listened to it twice to try to get through the BS. And no, he wasn't asked about his brother. It never came up. But
what happened to Brian Costello?
I think the Flacco news distracted him.
Is that right?
Yes.
All right.
But Robert Saleh cited the Dolphin defense and how blitz heavy they are as a part of the reason why Joe Flacco should play. And it was brought up, hey, coach, what about last year? It was brought up to him. And he said, well, it's a different team. It's a different team.
Different coach, different team.
Yeah, it's so different. Yeah, it's really different.
Well, listen.
The point is they are afraid of the Mike White phenomenon because they know if Mike White played against the Dolphins and led him to a victory and recreated the magic that he had against the Bengals, there would be some sense of a controversy. There's none with Joe Flacco. They have ended the Mike White story now. They've ended it.
Yeah, well, it ended itself in the second half of the game against the Bills.
That's not true. Yes, he played terribly, not denying that. They ended it by not giving him this start against Miami and instead going with a veteran quarterback that no one wants to see play.
Here's the problem.
They've officially ended it.
They're going to beat the Miami Dolphins. The Jet franchise, from the secretaries down to the handyman who clean the toilets to the whoever. They're all going to come out, woohoo! And us as the fan base, we're going to go, okay.
Well, hold on. Not you.
Huh?
You're going to be excited.
You're damn right. Because I think they're winning 4 in a row.
Exactly. You're going to be just like the handyman.
But in this case, maybe I don't speak for the Jet fan base. And I want to be clear. I think we're all in lockstep. None of us want Joe Flacco to start. Now, none of us do. I would like to win a game. It would be nice to wake up Monday morning with a W under my pillow. I'd like that. I'd like that a lot. But it just doesn't make any sense. So we'll get your take on it. You're a diehard Jet fan. I thought the Noah Syndergaard thing yesterday was going to be our one layup of the week. And then the Jets have to go out there and be the Jets. It's fascinating how some franchises just can't help themselves.
It almost seems like some franchises just hate their fans. They just despise them, and they find ways to stick it to them. So thank you, New York Jets, for reminding us how much you hate your customers.
Let me just say this. I don't agree with that comment at all.
Oh, really?
I don't.
Yeah.
I will say this. Screw you, Mike White, because your lousy performance in the second half made all this possible. That's right. I said it. Effing Mike White in the second half. You're the reason for this. All you had to do was not throw the ball to guys wearing Bills jerseys. I can accept the loss. They're a better football team than us. But you had to go out there with your Mike White mustache and your Mike White pompadour and your Mike White comments of being a first-round draft pick and your Mike White this and your Mike White that. And you screwed us is what you did, Mike White. Because all you had to do was not throw 4 interceptions and show a level of incompetence that we haven't seen since Sam Darnold was our quarterback and Adam Gase was our head coach. That's all you had to do. And you couldn't even do that, which is why I said, cut your ass.
Mickety, Mike White. Mickety, Mike White. Mickety.
You're a worse flip-flopper than Salah.
Mickety, Mike White.
You were
That's right.
riding the train a week ago. Now you're
That's
blaming
right.
him for everything wrong in Jet World. You're blaming him for their mindless
That's
decision
right.
to start Joe
Because
Flacco.
all he had to do was be average. If he was average,
No.
he's playing against the Dolphins,
here's why
and Zach comes back
Greg,
against the Texans.
here's why I
you
think-
son of a bitch.
Here's why-
It's your fault, Mike White.
Here's why I think you're wrong. The Jets were always looking for an excuse to play Joe Flacco. That's why Douglas couldn't wait to trade for him. That's why they couldn't wait to find, as soon as Mike White struggled, he didn't have to throw the 4 picks. They still would have found a way to say, Joe Flacco gives us a better chance to win. They were looking for this the moment they dealt for him. And you know what Robert Saleh admitted at the press conference today? He admitted it. Because he was asked again, hey, you guys made it like you didn't need a backup quarterback. You didn't need a veteran backup. Now you need a veteran backup quarterback. What happened? And Robert Saleh admitted if Joe Flacco would have re-signed with us, we would have kept him. But once Joe Flacco didn't want to be here, we didn't want to sign any other veteran backup quarterback. Joe Flacco is so special to Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh that he was the only veteran backup they would consider. Why? Why is Joe Flacco, coach and GM, so freaking special to you that once he said no, Saleh's words, Craig, I'm not making this up, that we can't get another veteran. We can't do that. It's only Joe Flacco. Give me a break.
I don't know. I know it's another day in the life of a Jet fan. Once again, we have to react to, nonsense.